This week we are going to work on Code Combat, and this is a lot of fun. It's a little advanced, but the children will be able to do it. And you're going to use code to work through some of these battles, and we're going to use Python. So please click on Python, the Python programming language. Later on your own, you can try some of the other ones. But this is a little bit of an advanced activity, but the children can do it. So here I'm just setting up the character to get the game started here. So what you need to do is you need to navigate the guide to the gems here, or whichever character you choose, the hero. So the way you're going to move it, when we use code.org, we're using blocks. Here what we're going to do is we're going to use a Python. We're going to program like it's in Python. So you have to, hero, and then how you want it to move. Hero right, hero left. And they set it up for you so that you don't have to type it exactly, but you're going to learn the syntax, or the way that to properly write code in Python. So that the first one's easy, you just do your motion. Now we move on to the next one. The next one again, you just equip the character that you have here. Okay, and then now we have to get the gems, and we have to you type in hero to get the movements in, and they will add them in. So you got to think about how you want to go through the maze here to get the gems. You go to the right, and then you're going to go up and down and right. So you go to the right, hero move right, hero moves down, hero's got to move up, right, to get to the gems, and the hero moves to the right to get there. So Code Combat will help you with the syntax of Python, because they will, once you start typing, they'll sort of fill in like an autofill to what you're thinking. So let's take a look at the third one. Here again, you click on your little character, and it's going to load up. And now you have the gems, but you don't want to go straight across, because there's a little guard there, and he could capture you. So what you want to do is your hero move to the right, and then the hero's got to move up, right? Because they want you to go around so that you're not spotted out by the little guard there. So hero move to the right, hero's going to move up, then he's going to move to the right, hero's to the right, then he goes up, hero moves up, hero moves to the right, and the hero moves down, and hero moves to the right again to get all of the gems. So, just like in code.org, we would do things like this, but we would use the code blocks here. We're going to type it in, because we're using Python. That's the intention of this exercise, is to give everyone an introduction to Python. So it's just a fun way to get into Python. And let's look at the next one here. So here we have our hero, and he's got a gem. And, there's a few things he's got to look at here. So you can run the program as a test. Sometimes it's fun just to test it out and see what happens. So he attacks. We got hero attacking the other guy. And now, so what's he going to do next? Well, we're going to have him move, because we have to do all the checklist things. So here he attacks, and hero moves. And then he's got to battle another guy here. But the thing is, we didn't put it in our program. We didn't put it in our program to attack Treg. So now we're going to put it in. We're going to put it in hero.attack, and then you have to name the guy, So you have to do it exactly like they want. You have to make sure you have the quotes where they are, and you have to make sure you spell the name correctly. Because if you just say hero attack, the instructions is not clear enough. So you have to make sure that it's really defined well. And they call it syntax, the language of the computer, the way it's understood. So anyway, you have to define a hero.attack a Treg. Make sure you put in the quotes, and that's how you do that one. So now we'll move on to the next one. And we're not going to do all of these, because these get a little advanced as we go on, but we're just going to do the first few ones, so we get a little taste of working with Python. And people who want to work on their own, they could work on their own and do a little bit more. Okay, so let's look at this one here. So this one here, they want to give you a taste of what it's like to move around in the game here. So you just click play. And this one, you just click your arrow, and you can go around, and you could try. So this one, they just want you to get the sense of playing a game and moving around. So there's really not much that you have to do for that one. It's just more of a little bit of an introduction, because we're going to use it for the next one here. Okay, so for this one here, we have to have our fences. We have to build a fence in here. So this is like a little bit of a game design, and it's called spawning. So spawning means what you're going to put into the game. So in the game, we want to put fences into the game to prevent them being attacked. So we have to, you see the yellow arrows they have in the coding section. what we're going to do is we're going to spawn the fences in that area. And they give us a good example of how they want us to do it. And they tell us, like if they want it to be spawned with the Y40 or Y30. So you have to just follow the directions so you spawn it in the right area. This is very similar to what we did with Scratch, where we'd say like, X32, Y negative 160. It's the same concept of the location on the screen. So you have to make sure that the Y coordinate for this particular activity, you have to make sure the Y coordinate is correct because you don't want the fence in the wrong location. And you have to put it exactly on by where the yellow arrows are because you want it to be in the right spot. Now, see, look, what happens is when we spawn the game, the fences block the guys, so that's a victory for us. Okay, so very good. We can go to the next one. Okay, so here we are, and what we need to do is we need to increase the player's health, the variables of the health, and his various abilities to attack and whatnot. So what you're going to do is you're going to change it here. So you're going to go to the spots that they have with the yellow arrow on the side, and you're going to change it to what you want it to be. So you could put in your own little numbers here, whatever you want to do, and it's going to change the way the game goes. So you see I'm doing it here on the yellow line, and it affects the gameplay. So it's very similar sort of how we did it with Scratch. We did Scratch with variables, creating a variable. So we do the same thing here. And you have to make sure you just do everything exactly correct. So you'll get these red warnings if you don't do it correct. You have to spell it exactly like they do in the game. And I show you just couldn't follow mine. Now you see I have a very strong character here. He's like a giant. And it's going to be so easy for him. You see, it's easy for him because I gave him a lot of strength and ability in the game. If you use lower numbers than me, maybe he won't be as strong. Or maybe he won't not be able to complete the mission. So that's what the exercise here is. It's to show you how you can control the variables of the game. And this is what game designers do. They think about, well, should I give the character more strength or less strength? Should I want to make it easier or do I want to make the game harder?